new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Okay, Mom, for my dorm, I'm thinking coquette meets poet core.
That sounds like a vibe. What do you need? And where do we get it?
Target. I already have everything on my mood board. A comforter, pillows, and a super cute floral lamp.
So you probably need a rug to tie it all together.
OMG, they have the perfect CMPC rug.
CMPC?
Coquette meets poet core.
Oh, okay. In that case, let's RTT.
Yeah, let's run to Target. You're getting it. Find your dorm inspiration and everything you need at Target.
Hello and welcome to a Patreon exclusive episode of Allegedly Astrology, where we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history. So, Dana, what are we covering on this episode?
Shia LaBeouf. Shit the beef. That's what his name means in French.
Shit the beef.
That's what it means?
Yeah.
Really?
In French.
Does Shia? I don't know if Shia. LaBeouf is beef, yeah, but I don't know what Shia is.
I think it's shit.
Let's look this up.
Yeah. If so, that's fucked up.
I think Shia is not French though, but I feel like Shia's.
There's no French word that's Shia, but it refers to, I think it's a follower of Shia Islam.
Oh, wait, what?
This
Well,
is
that makes sense. Shit in
It does.
French.
It's translated to Shiite, like Schiite.
Oh.
Shiite, like, so shit. Maybe that's what
Shia means shit in a different language, and I just didn't know. I heard him say
I don't
this.
know.
I feel like I heard him say it a long time ago, but also, I don't know. I'm not committed to being right about this.
All right. Shia LaBeouf is an American actor and filmmaker. He's known for playing Louis Stevens in the Disney Channel series Even Stevens. He appeared in the Transformers franchise. I also really liked him in Holes.
yes.
He's been in some indie movies. He's done some performance art, but he's been hitting some controversial legal snags due to his public battle with substance abuse. So let's learn a little bit more about him and his astrology and
Did you guys know I
what's
met
going
him?
on with him.
What?
Do you guys know I met him?
Where?
When?
He came when I worked at Burnham Harbor the summer before like senior year.
What did he do?
Came. He was like filming Transformers or something,
Oh.
and he just went on one of
right,
those
I forgot
fishing
they did that in
boats,
Chicago.
and he like came off the boat hammered,
Oh, I'm not surprised.
and it was yeah. And then we talked to him for a second.
So Shia is the only child of a visual artist, jewelry designer, and dancer, Shayna. Shia had a pretty difficult upbringing. His parents had financial struggles, and at one point his uncle was going to adopt him because his parents could not afford to have him anymore, which is sad.
His dad also battled with drug abuse and went to rehab for heroin.
Oh, tragic.
And his parents eventually divorced.
As a way of dealing with his parents' divorce, he would perform for his family, mimicking his father, the rodeo clown.
Oh my God.
And he also practiced comedy around the neighborhood as an escape from what was going on with his family. What's his birth chart like?
My friend Shia, JK, was born on June 11th, 1986 at 12:14 a.m. in Los Angeles, and he has a Gemini sun, a Leo moon,
Ugh.
and an Aquarius rising, which is
Always
very
Geminis.
sad.
Not justice for Geminis.
Justice for Geminis.
No, not this
Justice
episode.
for me. And Zoe Saldana doesn't need justice. And Nicole Kidman.
Women, again, women.
Okay, you're
Gemini
right.
men.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, a clever clown. He's curious, intellectual, he's creative, he's an artist. Definitely struggled to get a grip with this chart. A lot of air, the Leo moon, by no means is this an easy chart. Like, it's very creative, but truly there's a lot of difficult shit here. So his sun is exactly opposite Uranus in Sagittarius. Father struggles, erratic, unreliable, unpredictable. Also, his sun is conjunct Chiron. That's also having a father who struggles, as well as struggling because like the inherited struggle from his father. And then he has Mercury in Cancer, which will make his Gemini expression more like emotional because it rules his sun. And his Mercury in Cancer is opposite Neptune in Capricorn, which makes him difficult to understand himself. Probably also it makes his expression of creativity great, right? He's been a clown.
Yeah.
And then another tough thing, which I think is actually the truest, because he's just born 3 days before Mary-Kate and Ashley, who also are Geminis. They're also women, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Mars stationed retrograde 2 days before he was born. So he's totally a part of this era of child stars that we've talked about several times, the kids who were born in 1986.
Like,
Who-
who else besides?
Lindsay Lohan, Mary-Kate and Ashley, Amanda
shit.
Bynes.
God.
Yeah, there are more that I can't really remember.
1986 was a tough year. I
Yeah.
guess it's like this Mars retrograde.
So yeah, he's very much a part of this 86 era. I would like to put them all together at some point and like really map it out Charlie Day style in that meme. But yeah, his Mars is in his 12th house of hidden enemy, or his Mars is in his natal 12th house, which indicates hidden enemies. Also, a need to understand the difference between his burdens and not his burdens. It's opposite his natal Venus, tightly opposite. So there's struggles in relationships. He's violent. He's probably abused. I'm sure he was abused. He's definitely an abuser. That's verified. And then some other impactful years could be 2014, 2018, and 2020. And this is because Mercury stationed retrograde 28 days after he was born. So it's also coinciding with his Saturn return. That's, I'm sure, maybe when things started to get really rough. Jupiter stationed retrograde 31 days after he was born. That could have been positive. That would have been 2017. And then Pluto stationed direct 33 days after he was born. So that would have been 2019. So excuse me, when I said 2014, I meant 2018 and 2020. I meant 2014, 2017, and 2019. So yeah, so that could have been also a really tough year. I think that might have been the year that he, like, his abusive FKA twins came out. I don't remember. But that would be Pluto stationing direct, Pluto being very still in this progress chart, having to answer for your crimes.
Sad. But I will say, like, he does have such a star quality to him. Like,
It's Leo moon.
yeah, Leo moon.
Also
he's
Aquarius
got-
rising.
Yeah, Aquarius rising, like his, even though it's Saturn, like his, like, whole chart ruler is in the 11th house. Like, I feel
Sagittarius.
like, yeah.
Clown.
Yeah, and
clown.
Sagittarius, yeah, big clown energy for sure. But also a lot of hurt energy. Like, I feel like that Mars retrograde in the 12th house is probably, ooh.
Yeah, truly.
So, at age 10, he began performing stand-up at the Improv, which is a comedy club in Los Angeles, which is crazy that they just let
Yeah.
a 10-year-old.
Apparently he told like very filthy jokes. Like
oh
he
my
had,
God.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
no
so
one was like,
crazy.
that's so funny, I guess,
No
in
one was
like the
like, "What
90s. They're
is
like, he
this?"
should be on Disney now. Should we call him DCFS?
Yes. And then that's what led him to be cast as Louis Stevens on the Disney Channel show, Even Steven.
Who am I to judge?
did you guys watch that show?
I loved it.
Yeah, I watched it.
My friend and I stayed home from cheerleading practice to watch the movie when they did the movie.
I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
really did the movie. The Even
We
Steven
went
movie
to
was
the
a great.
moon in 1969,
1969.
1968, but a year after. Is that what it was? Or
Yeah.
not 1970, but a year sooner. I don't know. Because it was
No, it
something
was
that was
after.
lunar. Because they were on Shooter with Lunar.
I was listening to a book, like before we even did this episode, unrelated to this. I listened to Disney High, which is like the story of like how the Disney Channel basically came from being nothing to like what it is now. And they have a whole section on Even Stevens, because this Even Stevens was like the first show that they had that had a lot of like fandom. And they talked about Shia a lot because Shia was like charismatic and so amazing at improv and being like a comedian, and like him just like winging stuff on set would be amazing. Like he just
Awesome.
had this like star quality. But then his older sister, the girl who played Ren, like
Christy
him
Carlson
and her,
Romano.
yes, like him and her like actually had a very like brother sister hate relationship because she would study so hard for her lines, and then Shia would come in not prepared but still improving would make the scene better. So then
That's so Gemini.
it was like she was forced to adapt to him instead of like him like having his shit together and coming to set. But a big part of it I think is his dad situation, which like
Sure.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
this was a huge role for him. He got widespread recognition. He later earned a Daytime Emmy Award.
Cool.
And he said that he grew up on the show and being cast on the show was the best thing that happened to him, which is sweet. So what was happening when Even Stevens debuted?
So this was June 17th, 2000 at 7 p.m. in Burbank, California at the Disney Channel headquarters. And this chart has a Gemini sun, a Capricorn moon, and a Sagittarius rising. So it's a show about siblings, Gemini. There are parents who are like trying to keep them in line, trying to be strict, Capricorn moon. And it's like a goofball show, Sagittarius rising, especially now that we know that he was truly like derailing it.
Ad-libbing.
Yeah. And the rising is also conjunct Chiron and Pluto, which always sort of like this pained clown comes in and derails it, but the show is better for it. So the South Node was conjunct his natal Mars retrograde, and Capricorn saw those like a fated life-changing moment. It's again, the nodes, it's a natal planet. Also, maybe this is like when people started living off of him, because as I'm sure it was, I guess. I feel
Like his
confident
parents
intuiting that.
living
Yeah.
off of him.
Yeah, I feel very, especially just because
Yeah.
that 86, those 86 kids. I feel like the Olsen twins' parents, who I still feel tragic, like their life must have been so hard, but I feel like they're the only ones who really handled it in a way. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The North Node was also conjunct his natal Venus, because remember we said that his Mars and Venus are opposite. So this is an increase in popularity and money, but his natal Venus is in his sixth house, so he's still working, maybe being subjugated. But it seems like he's doing something he loves, right? So that's great. And then Pluto in Chiron and Sagittarius were conjunct his natal midheaven. Pluto on the midheaven indicates power, but also scrutiny, perhaps abuse by those in power.
Disney Channel.
Yeah,
Who knows
exactly.
what else happened to him?
And then Chiron like really underscores this, a physical wound, perhaps using his strange life experiences and transmuting them into physical comedy, or just comedy in general, but also likely both, as most things are, many things are. So then I just looked at his solar return chart, especially since it was right before the debut. So in 2000, he would have turned 14, and he was in a third house Aries Mars year. And that South Node Mars conjunction just becomes extra impactful because of this. And he becomes in charge at a young age. It's also the South Node and his natal Mars retrograde. Like he's really getting a lot. Who knows if it's more than he can handle, but it's his fate. And then in the solar return chart, Mars is conjunct his sun and Venus in Gemini, and it's like near the Mars Cazimi. So it's really powering up the sun. It's a transfer of power. He's in the limelight and he has more control. Once again, does he know? I don't know. I feel like that must have been too much to handle.
I wonder too, and this is like also a little fanfic from stuff that we will learn, but that South Node on his Mars, I wonder too if it's because it's in Capricorn, which normally is like authority. So I wonder if him getting on this show became weird because it was like of his parents who were always struggling. He now has this power, which kind of like makes the dynamic of you and your parents a little weird.
Sure. I mean, it depends on, I guess, like how they are. The power differential, I think I agree for sure. But also, are they parents who wanted their kid to realize their dreams, or are they ones who resent him for that?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the only other thing I thought was worth really saying is that the solar return midheaven is conjunct his natal North Node. So just, again, more evidence of a year of visibility and career. It's an out-of-sign conjunction, but it's within 2 degrees, so pretty tight.
Cool.
Pretty tight. While filming Even Stevens, Shia lived with his dad, who also served as his on-set guardian. And Shia's dad was allegedly abusive to him.
Fuck.
But despite all this, Shia supports his father financially to this day and did so for his mom until her passing.
Okay.
This is when people started living off of him, for sure.
Yeah. And after Even Stevens, Shia hit the big screen, he appeared in one of Elise's films, Holes.
Wait, you love
And
Holes, Elise?
I did love Holes. I loved the book, too, back in the day. I mean,
I
it's like
I didn't know that.
8th grade. Yeah.
I had no idea.
He also was in Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
And after this, he got the role of Sam Witwicky in the Transformers franchises, which gave him international fame. I've also never seen any Transformers movie
Neither have
ever.
I. But I did see him drunk.
While he was in Transformers.
He also played Mutt Williams in Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Wall
Hell yeah.
Street, Money Never Sleeps. He then took on more indie roles in films like Lawless, Nymphomaniac, Fury, American Honey, Borg versus McEnroe, etc., etc.
And around 2012, he then started getting into performance art. So when he wasn't filming, he probably was doing that. He released a short film online that viewers now realize is plagiarized.
Wait, what?
It's a plagiarized enactment of a short story that was written by author Daniel Clowes, who is not credited. And borrowing quotes is something that he would continue to do throughout his performance art career.
Yeah. Then Shia launched the hashtag I am sorry in all caps project, in which he appears alone with that same paper bag over his head in a room in a Los Angeles art space.
Honestly, I like his performance art. It's so hilarious. It's so Aquarius rising to wear
Truly.
a bag over your head.
I don't want to tell. Oh my god, yo! This is I'm sorry on it. I'm not famous anymore.
Yes, that was another. That
Drawing
was
more
another
attention
thing.
to you than anything else.
Also a paper bag moment, but yeah, I'm not famous anymore. I think he wore at the premiere of one of his movies.
Oh my God.
And while this little tinted performance art is happening, he's also getting into incidents related to his substance abuse. He's getting arrested for disorderly conduct. So this is where that all starts around this time.
Was he just abusing alcohol, or do we?
I'm not sure.
Sure.
He would just be super drunk. The first time he got arrested was, I think, after his birthday party. And he got super wasted and went into a Walgreens and was just trying to buy cigarettes and weird.
Okay, well, who among us?
Yeah. Who has been drunk trying to buy cigarettes at a Walgreens?
It was his birthday.
But his performance art continued, where he filmed 30 minutes of seemingly improvised acting in front of a green screen, and the sound bites from that footage would be turned into memes and go viral.
We remember this, right? That was when he was screaming in front of the green screen. He's go after your dreams.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that
What
at
is
all.
God,
it was so bad.
It was so funny. He was just screaming.
It doesn't sound well, but
go
it's
after
so
it.
funny.
Oh my God.
And then everyone knows this one when he watched all his movies in order and people could live stream him watching.
I don't
No.
remember this.
I don't remember anything.
Oh my God,
I
that was
guess.
so good. Yeah, because
Why did
some
I
of them
watch
were
that?
cringe. I feel at one point he cried a little. And then at the end he was that was actually pretty good.
Oh, that's
And then after that, continuing the live stream, he spent 24 hours in an elevator and live stream.
Another project, he loves a hashtag
Yeah.
called hashtag Take Me Anywhere, where he tweets out his geographic coordinates daily, allowing fans to find him, pick him up, and take him anywhere.
Okay.
Seems extremely dangerous.
He's done a lot more performance art, but those are some of my favorites.
Those are really good ones.
But I know, especially the bag one. So he continues to do more art projects, but he also writes a movie called Honey Boy while he's in rehab because he goes to rehab. And it's based off his life as an actor and his relationship with his dad. And in the movie, Shia plays the role of his father.
That's so that cathartic.
Yeah.
Is this
Interesting.
cathartic or
I
is
mean,
it?
so that movie I remember came out in 2016, which was during his Saturn return, and when Saturn would have been on his heaven. So it's so his own, I feel at least self-therapy through writing and then performing as the father figure, maybe releasing parts of his father, hopefully, although he doesn't seem, it seems like maybe he's being haunted again.
And also Mercury and Cancer, I feel he was just waiting to write about his family.
Wait,
Yeah.
a timer, on his...
So the movie got critical acclaim, and revealed the tumultuous and abusive relationship he did have with his father. But then he later said he made up the part about the abusive father, which left people to question what's true, what isn't.
I don't think he did.
Gemini. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did not make it up. There's enough people that were like, yeah, his father was
Yeah.
super abusive.
Yeah.
Besides his list of Hollywood movies, Shia has somehow an even longer list of high-profile relationships. In the past, he dated Amber Tamlin, the girl from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Megan Fox, Isabel
Insane.
Lucas, Carolyn Foe, who's a designer, Margaret Qualley, which I
Wow.
didn't realize,
Insane.
Carrie Mulligan,
Cool.
cutie,
Interesting.
and FKA Twigs.
Wow, what a roster.
Truly.
Yeah.
And then this is a trigger warning, but FKA Twigs actually filed a lawsuit against him for relentless abuse during their year-long relationship, including sexual battery, assault, and infliction of emotional distress. She also alleged that Shia gave her an STD knowingly and once threatened to crash their car while they were driving together.
I believe all of that.
Yes,
Not that I wouldn't, but I just looking at I'm saying astrologically, I believe all of that.
astrologically.
And before I did too.
But yes, before and after you believed it. But his relationship history has mostly been defined by his tumultuous long-term relationship with actress Mia Goth, who I love. She loves a
She's
no
great.
eyebrow look. But he met her on set of Nymphomaniac. And since then, they married. One of them filed for divorce from the other person. Then they stopped filing for divorce and got back together. They had a daughter. And as of recently, like the beginning of this year, they quietly broke up. So I don't think they're together anymore. So what's their synastry like?
Wow.
Yeah.
So she was
a
born
wild one.
on October 25th, 1993 in London, England, and
Oh,
she has a
she
Scorpio
would.
sun and a Pisces moon. We don't know her birth time. But yeah, she's
Oh my God, she would be a Pisces moon.
yeah,
No
astrologically.
eyebrows. No, on Scorpio, she's so like weird, like horror girl.
Yeah.
Like she's in all of the X movies.
I love her person. She seems so fun. But yeah, so they have fairly volatile synastry. Could seem karmic if you're into that. Her sun is conjunct his Pluto. So a lot of power struggles, sex and secrets. Also, like his most publicly prominent relationship, his Pluto's in his 10th house, public prominence. His south node is conjunct her natal Jupiter in Libra. Once again, a person I love who has a Jupiter in Libra. They're all over.
Fashion-y.
Yeah, she has her own style, she has her own look. That's what I really associate with Jupiter and Libra and holding it
Yeah.
off. Someone who, like, how many people have probably shaved off their eyebrows trying to be her and been like, oh, my Jupiter's not in
No, and then
Libra.
you
Oops.
No, she's pretty in a cool way. She also has like very big teeth, which I like.
Yeah, she's so cool. So yeah, this would be why it's hard for her to quit. It adds gravity and goodwill. The south node is like the familiarity. Jupiter in Libra, not only is it Jupiter, the planet of goodwill, but it's also in Libra, the planet of relationships. And then her north node is conjunct his natal Saturn, and her Saturn is conjunct his natal ascendant. So it's Saturnian karma too.
Yeah.
She has power over him whether she wants to or not, which is to say, she can maybe, I don't know, in the instance that like a woman wants to be the one who makes a man change, this is good astrology for that. But in the instant where she realizes that no, she didn't want, that's not great for that. Do you know what I mean? When she's, oh, I didn't know this was going to be forever. So yeah, Saturn's commitment, it's like so binding, real love, difficult to break off. And also like they have a kid. So even when it's broken off, even if it's broken, even if they never see each other again, they're bound by their creation of life, a child.
Yeah.
The ultimate sort of like I don't know.
She has so many planets in Scorpio.
I know, she's so
I
cool.
love that. Her
I
name,
mean,
her stage
how
name.
could you? I know. But
obviously.
also, like her whole persona, it fits
The
perfectly.
fact that we don't know her rising sign.
Yeah.
Classic.
And then also she has Uranus and Neptune in a partile conjunction in Capricorn, 18 degrees for anyone curious. And it's conjunct his natal Mars, which again is retrograde in Capricorn. And it's in his 12th house. So he shares things with her that he doesn't share with others who don't have a sort of captivating 12th house synastry with him. And there's also a lot of potential for resentment with 12th house synastry. Unless intentional mindful communication is prioritized, there will be almost certainly resentment because it just becomes too much. It's like you have to work at it. It can be so healing, but it has to be like really healing has to be the goal in order for it to, I think, not be.
I feel like sometimes with 12th house synastry, the other person just makes you anxious. Like,
Sure. Okay. That makes sense.
yeah.
Huh.
And
Well,
also
now I'm
the
really thinking about the
Neptune-
people who I've had 12th house synastry with, and I'm sorry.
I feel because they're like getting at something that's like in your your subconscious. So you're like, wait, what? It makes you like think a lot,
Yeah,
overthink
okay.
probably.
Definitely great sex, though, for sure. They have great sex. Have, whatever.
Oh, I bet it was like insane.
Yeah, there was a blood oath. They summoned some spirits.
Oh my God. But besides the drama with Mia, Shia also had plenty of drama on the set of Don't Worry, Darling, which seems to be plagued from the beginning. But
Yeah.
he was initially set to star alongside Florence Pugh.
Would have been
but
such
he
a
would
better
eventu-
movie. Sorry to interrupt.
I know. Maybe. I don't think Harry Styles was the problem, but I don't know. We'll see. But
So-
he would eventually be replaced by Harry Styles after Olivia Wilde, the director, said that Shia had a combative energy and was clashing with cast and crew before filming started.
She probably wasn't wrong.
I feel like she wasn't
Right.
wrong, and then also people defended him, if I remember correctly.
Yes. So follow up
Maybe
to
they are
that.
two people who should date.
Oh my God. So Shia denied that he was fired and said he quit the film due to lack of rehearsal time.
Which
And
is
then-
funny because he's known for not rehearsing and improv.
That was pre-Saturn Return, though.
Okay. That was
okay.
back in Even Steven days.
Yeah, back
Okay,
when
fine. And
his
then
father
I guess
lived with
it's for
him.
comedy roles.
Yeah.
This is not a comedy.
And then he was backed up by Variety because Variety published a story containing email forwards sent to Olivia disputing her firing claims, along with photos of text messages and videos from her asking Shia to reconsider quitting the film. Remember, she's no makeup and
Yeah.
she's coming back from
She's like,
writing
Shia,
her course.
Shia.
It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Please. Yeah. Oh my God. It was crazy.
I do the fact that her demeanor is so obviously like girl who's never been told no, which great.
Yeah.
We need more of those.
But anyway, yeah, the movie had so much potential and I'm sad with how it all turned out. But I can't blame Harry Styles, okay?
Oh, I
I kind
can.
of liked it. Like,
I
it wasn't
liked it.
bad.
It was a good movie.
I was bored.
Anyway, Shia has been back in the news these days due to an arrest during Mardi Gras. And Shia was accused of assaulting people outside a French Quarter bar after being ejected, with reports of him using slurs and dislocating a victim's nose.
I feel like that's every night in the French Quarter, though,
Yeah.
to be fair. But after initially being released after his arrest, he was then rearrested because he somehow got a third battery charge.
Where? What? How?
And the court ordered him to go to rehab and undergo weekly drug tests and engage in alcohol rehabilitation. That is rehab. So what is going on when he was arrested?
So he was arrested on February 17th, 2026 in New Orleans, and he was eclipsed. It was literally the day of an eclipse.
We need like a
Conjunct his
sound effect
ascendant.
for,
I
like,
know.
Eclipse.
Yeah, we need that horn.
Thank God he didn't die.
I know. Truly, a good point. Ben and Jacques from Seeking Derangements have an episode about being in the same bar with him for 4 hours, and it's a very funny episode. Anyway, I won't.
Was he like, did they interact with him or were they
They said
just,
he
like,
was so
watching
fucking
him?
weird. And then also, but do you remember later he said that gay people scared him or something? Like he literally is like a quote. Someone interviewed him and then he was like, gay people scare me. And Ben was like, I'm pretty sure that's because he was around us. Because Jacques was dressed like a lemon and on roller skates and being like loud. And also, I guess, sold a video or a picture of him to TMZ for $500.
I need to listen to that episode.
Yeah, it's really funny. I'll send it to you if I can. Yeah, so back to Shia. He's eclipsed. So this puts him in the spotlight, not for great reasons, too much attention, relapsing, struggling, feeling under pressure. But yeah, there's also dual activation with his Mercury and Jupiter. So this is something that I would be excited for if I saw coming up in my chart. And it's something that goes to show you that not everything's always exciting. So yeah, Mercury in Pisces is conjunct his natal Jupiter, and Jupiter in Cancer is conjunct his natal Pisces, or is conjunct his natal Mercury. So transiting, he just says too much. Like too much gets said. It's not all bad press if you include Seeking Derangements being like, Ben being like, he's funny. I don't know. He also the next day he was like running. So it was he just started to get a lot of press. He's very much in the news.
Oh my God, he is in the news for being weird.
Yeah, which is very okay. Eclipse Aquarius, eclipse, solar eclipse in Aquarius. The first one too. So it's just beginning the cycle. So I feel like the whole 2 years of this is going to
Oh.
be him like having breakthrough after
moment.
breakthrough. Yeah, moments after moment, moment after moment.
Oh man. Despite him being arrested, Shia was somehow allowed to travel to Rome for his father's baptism.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Oh man.
I didn't have time to research that enough, but it was
His
confusing.
Catholicism is funny. To me.
It's like adults getting baptized is so weird to
I
me.
know. Wait. No
Yeah,
offense
like
to
baptism.
any people of adult baptism experience. We respect you.
But anyway, when he traveled to Rome for his father's baptism, he was acting a bit erratically in Rome too. He was spotted in a hotel lobby wearing only his underwear. Things were not
I saw
great
that
for
he was
him.
drunk and yelling at women in Rome was the headline I read.
Oh yeah,
He was drunk and yelling at women in Rome. I was like, oh,
that was
good.
another thing. He's had a pretty rough go of it recently. So Dana, what are your predictions for him?
Straight up, I am worried about him. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The first thing I did, I pulled up his solar return chart for 2026. His solar return is June 20th, 2026. He will be in a 5th house Gemini Mercury year, which is good. This is maybe being able to transmute things creatively, but it's also where he has his IC. So it could be about endings. It's where he has his sun, but also Chiron. So it could be dealing with like father pain. Also in his solar return chart, Uranus has entered Gemini. So he's in for a wild time, you guys. Uranus, I think it could be really creative for him, but Uranus on the IC is a tough transit, I will say. So there are several concerning transits considering. Okay, so here's a few. His solar return ascendant is in Scorpio conjunct his natal Pluto to the degree. So that's like him truly struggling. Also, perhaps it's in his natal 10th house, so it could be his like public struggle. It's not easy. I feel bad for him.
Maybe he'll have a public transformation though, like in a good way.
Yeah, maybe. Chiron's also on his north node, which
Oh, it's shitty.
yeah, is
Yeah,
tough.
that
It's
sucks.
in the same sign as the moon, Saturn, and Neptune in his solar return chart, Aries. And that's his natal 3rd house. So not really being able to, he's having having negative experiences in your environment. Also perhaps being annoying to people around you, which I mean, it sounds like he might be doing that. Chiron on his north node though. Yeah, that just seems like suffering. The north node is conjunct his ascendant. It's an out of sign conjunction, but it's within 3 degrees. It's pretty close. The north node will be soon crossing his ascendant by the end of July, early April, or early August. Honestly, I think the nodes are going to be at 29 degrees from July 26th through August, because that's where my nodes are. But yeah, it's going to be a long time. I don't know how. I hope he is in rehab for that month or something. And then his sun is in his solar return 8th house, which isn't a death sentence. It's just rough transformation, but it's just adding more difficulty to this chart. That's difficult. And then his solar return IC is conjunct Pluto, which I do think is like deep transformations. Like he's really going to go through it. It could be great for art, which he does seem able to transmute energy into art and art again. I hope, especially with all these Pluto activations on angles, it's wild. Something good, a highlight, because my moon's in Sagittarius, and this is what we do. Is that his birthday
Same.
coincides with the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, and it's on his natal Venus. So that's good.
Oh,
This
cute.
right.
Okay.
This is a bit of an anchor in a way. And he's in a Gemini Mercury year. It's also during his Mercury return, which is he's of his own mind. Like he's able to talk to himself, to communicate with himself, which is very essential for Geminis, believe it or not. August 2nd, he has a progressed full moon in Capricorn. That could be the peak of the toughness, right? That's also right when the nodes are on his ascendant and descendant. That's going to be so crazy for him. And his progressed Mercury retrograde is conjunct his natal moon at 1 degree Leo. 1 degrees? So yeah, so this is a lot going on for him. Also on like his moon though, the transiting moon will be conjunct his natal and progressed Jupiter. So that could be like positive. Transiting Mars is conjunct his natal sun. Like, this is a lot is going on. I should put a note in my phone to check back in with him.
Yeah.
Transiting Mercury's on his progressed IC at that point, which I don't know. I'm not an alarmist with that stuff.
Hopefully, he will try to be better for his own daughter so he doesn't continue the cycle.
Yeah.
Break
of
the
having
cycle.
a bad parent. Just break the cycle.
Break the
You know,
cycle.
his poor little daughter. I feel so bad for her.
Also, so one thing that's good is that the last time the nodes were in his first and seventh house was in 2017 through 2018. So maybe this could be like the turnaround, because that's, it seems like when things really went downhill. I don't know. So I don't know. As a member of the Catholic faith, someone else who's also been baptized
As a baby.
as a baby.
Yeah, we're hoping Shia gets a little bit better, but Dana said she's worried about him straight up. So we'll see. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting the podcast. I'm Elise.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is a Patreon exclusive episode of Allegedly Astrology.
Bye.
Bye.